So we'll continue the overlapping. See, if that is the area, we take the photographs like like so once again overlapping. So no required, sir. If you take an overlapping of one side, swathe the distance along the flight. So no need to require again this direction, but we get a fiducial marks. We already know it. These are the fiducial marks. To assemble the photographs, we required exact location. So that's why we required again overlapping of side overlapping also. For that stereo vision, once the overlapping is okay, we will get it. Next, we feel that this time is okay, but to get the exact photograph, exact locations, we require exact locations, continuity for the maintaining of continuity. Side overlapping also we will take it. So if one photograph is there, so we take this overlapping, so every details in the photograph is covered. But why again this? But this again is just to continuity. We nullify the difficulty to maintain that photograph's continuity, to identify the exact locations. That's it. This is a fiducial marks we already know. So that's why sides overlapping also required, but it's okay. But it's just small enough. Small enough means it's a 25 to 40% they take, otherwise 30. But along the direction we required at least 50%. At least 50%. Why, sir? If you see, the photograph is there, at least 50% photograph overlapping. So that's why again it will come like, so total it's covered now. So again it will cover 50. So at least 50% is required, because everything we have to take in 2 times. Every photo, every details we have to capture the photo on 2 times. So okay, this is the details, the flight once taken cover. So again this position it's also covered. So the details of the particular point we require 2 times. One is from left side, one is right side, like this, anything at least 2 times. That's why 50% is required. So that's why we consider it as a 60%. Exact 50% we can't take it. It's a flight, na? It's a flight, so we can't take it. So at least 60% we required. So overlapping. Okay, understood? At least 60%. So that's it. So taken. Okay, so now you can feel that once it goes and again it will come and again it will go, it will come. Okay, that's style. That's so that's thing you can observe it. Okay, okay, so that's it. So now you can identify how many number of photographs required to cover total area. To cover a total area, see how many number of photographs are required. So how can we calculate? See, something is their area. Something is their area. So it has a length of total length is something we don't know, but one photograph taken, one photograph we take it. Second photograph we will take like this. So effectively how much area covered in one photograph? So it every time it's at least something, it's a overlapping percentage, we'll take it. Effectively, how much length covered? How much length covered by one photograph? Effectively, effective covered 1 minus 60% or 50%, anything. Multiply with length. That's it. Na? So one photographic length, so if taken this length. So again we will take this photograph. Na? Again we will take effectively how much length we covered by one photograph. This, because it's a 60% overlap. Understand? Effectively how much length covered by one photograph. So this much, it is a length of photograph. It's a length of photograph. Understood? It's a length of photograph. That's it. On a ground, otherwise okay. Taken width also 1 minus some. So it's a width na. So I will call it as some. This is width. I like it. This is length. Okay. Anything. Width. Effectively, how much width is covered by one photograph? This is a width photograph. Length of or width of the photograph. Width of the photograph. In ground, how much it is covered? In ground, how much it is covered? Multiply with scale. Multiply with scale. Scale is what? Scale is f by h. It is reducing. So scale is, this means f by h. That's it. Na? How much length covered in effectively on the ground? Each photograph, how much length covered effectively on the ground? So what is that? Effectively covered. Effectively covered is, so this is also effective on ground. On ground name avutundappa. So length L. This is, we can call it as scale. Na? It is scale inverse. We can call it as scale. This is scale. This is scale inverse. We have to enlarge it. We have to find out the ground, have h by f. We have to find out the photo, f by h. You already know it. So I call it as s dash. Same thing, width also on a ground, L into s dash. Sorry, s dash. This is effectively covered one photograph. Effective covered one photograph on ground. That's it. Na? That's it. So total what is area? Area is L length into width. So that's it. Na? So that's it. So how can you cover? So NL NW. So length into width. So okay. L width W. So scale square. Okay. That's it. Na? This is the effectively covered area of one photograph. One photograph covered area on the ground. So how many number of photographs are required? So how many? So total area on the ground divided by one photo covered area. One photo covered area. That's it. That's it. Nothing more to discuss. That's it. That's number of photographs we require to gather the details of the on the ground by the photographs. Number of photographs required. This much is number of photographs are required. N. Okay. So that's it. That's, you can directly take it. Is like. Otherwise, this is an area. LW is an area. LW is an area. Area of one photograph. Not an effective. General length of photograph. Area of one photograph. Okay. So this can use it when the area on the ground is given. So divide by one photograph is covered, effectively covered, and also this is a one photograph general area, not an effective. So like this, you can another way to calculate also. So how can you another way? So I will see. If something like this is, can find out the irregular area also. Irregular means something like irregular area. If any particular exact field is given like this, how can we can calculate by this also, but we can calculate another. So how can, if you see justice, See length. So effective length on ground covered is 1 minus n length multiply with length of photograph swag. We know it. So width also we know it. So what is it? Width also we know it. Right. So if the ground is have regular shape, it has a ground of some, how can you call it, L ground, W ground, it will give like this. So we already know how much length covered on the ground by one photograph, and effectively we already know it. So we know the ground length. If you know the ground length, how can you find number of photographs required to cover the length? So easy. How can length on the ground divided by this value? You can covered it. Same number of photographs covered lengthwise, number of photographs covered widthwise. That's it now. So that's it. So covered lengthwise, covered widthwise, total number. So lengthwise multiply with widthwise, that is total number of photograph. You can calculate like this also. If you know the exact length and width of the ground, exact, some irregular boundaries are laid like this, you can directly taken by this formula. There is no length of ground, width of the ground. So directly we can calculate from area. So, okay, but in this we have to add 1. Sir, why is there 1? 1 means why? See a second. So if you take an edge, if you say one photo taken like this, we have to cover this off portion again. So again we taken this photograph like this, and also from this also, in this also we have to take a first part. We require this photo off portion, again this off portion. See, again off portion, effectively covered total area. So we required this off, we required extra 1 photo. That means we get +1. This is waste, and this is waste. But why we required to get this off? To get this off portion, first photo off portion, last photo off portion. So this off, we can compulsory give 1. So that's why we include +1. Are understood? So directly we will get n value. Either way you will find out the formula. Either way. So okay, that's it. The number of photographs. See now, one thing, in taking a photographs, one difficulty will come. So what is difficulty is crab and next drift. Crab and drift. So what is crab and what is drift? If you see, flight lane is moving, flight lane is okay, flight lane is exact, perfect, but the optical is maybe somewhat tilt, small tilt will happen. Exactly, it can't take the photographs and exact vertical. So photographs will it will come like this. Again will come like this. So photographic line may be disturbed. Photographs line may be disturbed due to small disturbance in the optical axis. Okay, small disturbance in the optical axis. So exactly we can call one thing, port line. So now you can see this called, if you see, photographic line will go like this, but flight line will go like this, small disturbance. So reason is focal plane focal plane of the camera is inclined to the direction of the flight. Focal plane is not an exact, some maybe small differences differences there. Flight is okay, exactly it will go perfect, but the photographs maybe it will come like this, chances are there. This will call crab, this will call crab, so should be eliminated, this should be eliminated, otherwise you can't match the photographs by the data. Okay, this is called crab. What is drift? Drift, if you see drift, okay, if you want to see the drift if you want to see the drift, photographs are exactly okay, exactly perfect, exactly perfectly say perfectly vertical. But see what will happen, see flight line will come like this, flight line will go like this, but photographs are shifting, so exactly perfect, it's not inclined, but the direction is going some, it's go like this. So why it is happening? It happening due to wind. It happened due to wind. The aeroplane may be slightly shifting. See, aeroplane may be move towards. So see, so okay, I can. So see, aeroplane how it is. So first time taken here, second time taken here. Second time taken here, third time taken here, fourth time is flight line. So flight line is just shifting because of wind force. So it's exactly vertical, not an incline, it's exactly vertical due to the drift by the wind force. It called as a drift. It also should be eliminated. Okay, so these are the problems will occur when we take the photographs. Drift and crab. Sir, what is this required? So now you can finally conclude it. So how can you conclude it? See, what is the conclusion? The conclusion is like flight planning. What is the flight planning? What is the flight planning? So if we have the data, see, focal length f, altitude h, size of the photograph size, area something, size of the ground, overlapping NW or NL. Okay, altitude level I already write, right? So it's okay, altitude level of the ground, small h. Okay, scale of the map, so f by h or f by h minus h. Okay, so finally if you want ground, speed of the aircraft. What is speed of the aircraft? Velocity. So if you know these details pre-planned, so by this what you can run, so you know the altitude level, so scale of the map, ground dimensions and photogrammic dimensions, you can easily find out how many number of photographs are required to cover the total area. So if you know the how many number of photographs are required, so fix it, number of required photographs. So we have to required such number of photographs. If you want such number of photographs, so for widthwise how many number of photographs required, we already know it. Based on the velocity of the flight, how much time to take in one photograph, you can easily find out. based on the velocity. So where? So 5 seconds we have to one click, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, or 1 minute, one click, 1 minute, one click, not a 1 minute, it's a flight na. Exit 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, one click. So 30 seconds the flight will cover this height, for next 30 seconds will cover this height, maybe based on the velocity distance. So how many number of photographs are required? If you know that, you can, based on the time interval, you can click. So okay, based on the scale of the map, based on the height of the altitude, that is a flight plan, flight height, based on the flight height you can, so what, how much details you required, how much details you required, based on that you can fix that height. If you fix the height, this height, if you fix the height of the altitude, based on the height, how much flight is traveled, what is the velocity, based on that velocity, time interval you can catch it. Time interval, how can you click maintain? Based on the overlapping distance and dimensions of the area. So based on that you can gather the data. So what we will do this data, by this data you can find out how much money is required, how much time you consumed, everything you can find out. Exactly everything you can find out. So based on that you feel that whether it is a feasible or not, whether this is a feasible or not. That's it, na? That's it. So based on that, this is a total flight planning, you can call it as this is a total flight planning. Okay, so based on that only you can start the procedure, you can start the flight planning or not. That's it, one thing. Okay, so that's it. So now we will solve one small problem later. For flight planning, a total flight planning, one problem is there, I won't discuss, but just two number of photographs I will solve one problem. So determine the number of photographs required to cover an area of 500 kilometers square if the scale of the photograph is 1 by 10,000. Scale you can fix it, based on that only you can find out altitude level. So this is altitude level, altitude, height, and the photograph format, photo size is 230 mm into 230 mm. Take longitudinal overlap is 60%. Why at least 50% is required? That's most probably where they will take 60%. If you increase the 60 to 60 to 70, wastage of time, wastage of footage are understood. At least required 50. Why it is 50? I already said it. At least maintain 60. If you increase 60, wastage of footage, wastage of time, taking money is waste. Side overlap, you required to continuity or maintain the details, fiducial marks, to attach the fiducial marks, we required at least some overlapping, at least. So that's why they have taken side overlap is 30%, some may be taken 25% like this. So find out the number of photographs, nothing. So effectively covered on the ground by the one photograph, how much it is? Photo is 1 minus length overlap, 1 minus width overlap. Okay, area of the photograph, scale opposite to scale square. That's it, na? We already know it. So 1 minus 0.6, 1 minus 0.3. Photographic size is, so we will write down in the meters or kilometers, you can take it anything. So 0.23, 0.23. Scale is opposite to scale square, 10,000 whole square. What is this value? This value you can convert into the kilometers, 1.82 kilometers square. That is area of photograph effectively covered on the ground. So number of photographs required. So how much it is area? 500 divided by 1.5. Let's come to 338. So 338 photographs are required. That's it. Based on the number of photographs, what is the height of the flight, how much area covered. So based on that you can plan the flight aerial photography. You can plan the aerial photography by the plane. It's okay, where it is moving, how much it is the velocity, how many number of photographs are required. So we can adjust the time interval between the taken photographs. That is the total flight planning, na? So that is the flight planning. So if you see same thing, if we given previously he gave like area. So now if you see some same problem, if you give the length is 25 kilometers, width is 20 kilometers, total area is what? Again it's 500 kilometers square. If we give like this width and lengthwise, so if it is, this is the area, you can calculate the same number of photographs by different method, not a method. So by widthwise and lengthwise. So number of photographs required for lengthwise, how much it is? What is length? It is a 25 kilometers. So about one photograph, how much length is covered effectively? How much length? Lengthwise. So lengthwise, how much it is? And also it's a scale opposite to the scale, and also lengthwise is what? Length of the photograph is what? 230, 0.23 plus 1. That's it, na? So lengthwise. So this is called, it's a 29. Maybe 28 point something will come. Don't take it. 28 point something, how something 0.8 photo means what? Nothing. So we have to club to the integer. We have to arrange through the integer. 28.2 photos are 0.2 photo is what? Nothing. So that's it. And widthwise also, if you taken 20 divided by widthwise scale, and also it's a width of the photo plus 1, it will come 13 point something. So number of photographs are required, 29 into 14, it's a 406. 406. See, sir, why it is difference? It has 338. See, if it is an exact boundary, we can easily calculate. But 338, you can't sufficient by irregular 500. So we required another more. So that's why they will took as a okay, but permeable probability charge they will increase to 400. They didn't give exact dimensions of the area. They just gave rough area 500 kilometers. Rough area give, we get the rough formula, but it is not sufficient. Okay. So any other reason is there? Just find out. That's it. That's the flight planning. Otherwise, we have to solve one more planning. So exactly top to bottom, what is the flight planning? No required. You can check it. That's it, na? So that's it. Later we have to take in it. We get the photographs. Based on the photographs, we have to find out the again height. So depth division. Depth division, you can find out the depth by reducing the parallax error. Then only you can incorporate into digital image. Otherwise, the depth perception may be wrong because of parallax error. So how to reduce a parallax error? So what is a parallax error? How to reduce it? and we will discuss next class because very 20 minutes are there. So in these 20 minutes I will discuss about the tilted photograph. Okay, next class we will see the parallax error, how we reduce it. Based on that we can find out the height of any object or depth of height of that point. Okay, so now today we'll discuss tilted photograph. Tilted photographs. What is tilted photographs? So nothing more to discuss tilted photograph because these formulas are somewhat sticky and you can't imagine, but okay. So see, what is a tilted photograph? The optical axis is like tilted. Okay, optical axis is like tilted. Okay, see, optical axis is tilted. Okay, optical axis is tilted. Plane, see plane, previous planes are like this, so vision will come like this and it will cover effectively like this, negative image, positive image. Now the plane is some tilted, some tilting, so exactly horizontal, for some small tilt will come. This is a plane, this is a plane. So this is a plane and it will also come below this plane. Plane, this is a negative plane, this is exactly 0. This is a plane, this is exactly we can call it a principal point. So this is a negative plane, this is a positive plane. Plane is tilted. How much angle? Maybe angle is small tilt t, maybe below 3 degrees we call it as a tilted. That is unwanted because every photographic image they have small tilt is there, exactly possible, not possible. So below 3 degrees it's a tilt, greater than 3 degrees we can call it as oblique. Oblique, we intentionally put some oblique, that's called optical images. We didn't intentionally put, but in manufacturing error 1 degree 2 degree, very very small, that is called tilted photograph. Both are understanding by the same image. So okay, tilt. So if the tilted photograph is look like this, we have to find out the scale of the tilted photograph and coordinates on the ground. And if you want to find out the length of any 2 points on the ground, if you know the coordinates on the photograph, we have to find out the length of that line. So length of that line. So finally tilt displacement or distortion. We will discuss this point later. Syllabus only they mentioned this one, so before understanding of this you can't. Okay, so this is the tilt. So plane is like some plane, some small tilt displacement is there. So okay, now you can observe it. Not observe it, so I will explain by photographs. Okay, photographs, it's because I can't draw. So problems, derivations are somewhat tricky. So no need to remember the formulas or proofs, derivations, but just understand it, just to understand it. So see this first photograph, tilted photograph. So understand? So the tilt is for this horizontal, for the horizontal plane it's just tilt, maybe lowards or upwards, just tilt is t degrees tilt. So see, this is a principal plane, optical axis is tilting. But if you capture the photographs and we want to find out the coordinates, if you just see this is an exactly horizontal plate, this is a principal point, you can attach it. But if you take in the scale, if you want to find out the scale or anything, just capture the this is a photograph is exactly perpendicular, but if you take this ground surface, previously we discussed like this. If it is like, so some point is there, maybe this point has something like this. So this is exactly we call it as a principal axis or optical axis. But now if you see, if you want to capture the vertical images, now vertical image, some tilted images are there, but if you capture exactly what is on the ground, so it is captured like, see, if you write down, if you see the image, this horizontal plane point, this principal point, if you capture the image on the ground based on the axis, is not on a principal axis but nadir axis. What is nadir axis? Just perpendicular to this line. Write down this line, it will interact this point. This point is nadir point, exactly perpendicular. You can take this like, previously we taken this line from H or H minus H. So we have to analyze the points or images based on this nadir line. This is a nadir line, okay, nadir line. So this is also same t degrees. This is also t, okay. So exactly if you bisect it, this is called isometric point or isometric line, okay, isometric line, no need to, but this is isometric point. What is the influence of this isometric points are? So the vertical point and vertical images and tilted images are rotating based on this isometric point only. Rotating, how, what is rotation, sir? If you just rotate with respect to the axis, you can capture the vertical images and also tilted images. If you just the image is there, the image is rotated with respect to the isometric center, you can capture the what is a vertical photograph if that is the plane is vertical. So we will see later, no need to discuss. See, one thing is, this is the one thing, are understood? So nadir point and nadir line will come into the picture in vertical plane, okay. So that's it. So see, this is a tilted photograph, how many see? So this is another point. If you see, this is another point, this is another point, this is a principal plane. It will come like, the picture will come like this. This is optical axis. You can, nothing, this is a photograph, this is T, this is A, okay. So waste of this explanation. So now we come to this. What is the scale of photograph? So see, this is a difficult three-dimensional representation. So one thing is a peculiar, you can peculiar in this is just a scale. Finally, you see, no need to formula. See the formula, H minus A will come, same thing, no need at all. So F secant theta, one thing will come, add M and Mn. So what is Mn? Mn is C. So in previously it is come like this, but now it's a tilted axis now, it will go like this. Extra will come like this, is Mn will come. So what is Mn? I will say later, I will say next minute. So extra will come, this Mn will come on every scale, because the axis is tilted. So based on the tilt image, the tilting line, this tilting rotation T, extra this Mn will come. So what is Mn? We'll see. This sin T, okay, you can see this secant theta F. So this is called a scale. Scale is different. So what is that Mn, sir? What is that Mn? So Mn is, if you see, I will draw here. So if you see, so this is, this is X, this is Y. So nadir point will touch somewhere here, we don't know. Nadir point will touch. So if the nadir point is touched, if you join this to this principal point, and if you see, one axis will come, one axis will so exactly perpendicular to this line. If you draw, so see, this is another point N, this is O, so this, so if you now observe it, the every point every point on the photograph we can take, if something, if it is a point is there, one point is there, one point on the photograph. So we have to analyze the photographs based on this another axis, these different axes. Then only we can compare with the vertical photograph, we can oblique photographs, we can compare it. So we have to taken this based on this axis. Now it is x, this is x dash axis, this is y dash axis. So if this is the point, if this is the point, సార్ చెప్పండి, ఒక 5 నిమిషాలు ఫోన్ చేస్తాను, క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను. Okay, no problem. Is it okay? See, every point we have to analyze based on this northern axis, different axis. See, one thing you can observe it. Generally, it is an XA. Everything is okay. Okay. Previously this is YA. Previously it is YA. Now based on this axis you can observe it. You can observe it. This is an XA. YA is, this is an YA dash. So the points we can analyze different axes. So if you see one thing, you can see what is this distance. What is this distance? Another point will touch this. What is the distance? You can easily say it is, see, it is a focal length. Previous image, if you just observe it, previous image. So previous image you can observe it. This is, what is height? This height is focal length. I understood what is that focal length. This is a negative, this is a exactly principal point. Based on the principal point, this is a focal length. Okay, so negative positive image, we decide the positive image, this is a point, the ends of origin of exposure, you can call it as. Okay, so that is a focal length. If you see, this is a focal length, this is a tilting image, this is an origin, this is another point. What is this? This is f tan alpha, f tan t. So that is exactly from this to this. This is f tan t. So now you can easily say the coordinates, different coordinates. If you see exactly, xa dash will come, what is xa, and also one theta. If you see, this is called, you can take as theta, swing axis, swing. Otherwise sometimes they taken as from principal point to this axis, they will give us this is called swing. How much it is swing happening, different axis will come, that is called swing. Generally we'll take, this is the theta. Based on swing you can write is theta minus 180 will come like this. Okay, so no need to discuss, just see it is. So xa cos theta, new coordinates, ya Sin theta you will get xa nu, and also ya dash will come xa sin theta, what we discussed in radial stress and normal stress, okay, plus ya cos theta plus f tan t will come. These are the new coordinates. So this is called f tan t. So that's why f tan t will come every time. F tan t, this is f tan t, this is f tan t. So like this, if you see the images, there is scale, this mn, this mn, you see, this mn is y dash, y dash. So what is the y dash? This mn is y dash, this mn is y dash. Sir, what is y dash? This y dash is this, here is this total y dash, this total y dash will come into this mn. So that image y coordinates, how much it is deflected, this is where it is, sorry, this y dash. Okay, so look into the one problem later. So that is the scale. So in 3-dimensional view you can't understand, but just tilted distortion, some small tilt, based on that coordinates will small change it. Okay, and also based on that you can find out the length of the line. So how can you find out the length of the line? So you have to find out the coordinates in ground. So what is the coordinates in ground? This is capital X, capital H, scale multiply with small h na, scale, see, this is a scale multiply with small c, and the same thing y also, if you see, the scale multiply with y cos t will come, again cos t and sin t, because in y only we have a problem. See, in one y only we have a problem. In x coordinates it will come, in y coordinates it will come like this. In y coordinates only problem will arise because of this extra, this toka, ఈ తోక వల్ల వస్తుంది problem. This is y tan t. Okay, this will, so those are the coordinates, see, sorry, those are the coordinates on the ground. So if you know the two coordinates x and y, you can easily find out the length, xa minus xb whole square minus yb minus ya whole square root, you can find out the length of the square. Okay, that's it, that's the length of the line. Finally, tilt distortion. So what is the tilt distortion? So tilt displacement is what? So tilt displacement is defined as the radial distance, not a exactly perpendicular distance, it's a radial distance from the isocenter to the image point on the equivalent vertical photograph minus the radial distance from the isocenter to the image point on the tilted photograph. What he said is, tilt distortion is, if the same photo is there, if the photo is captured by the tilt photograph, and if the photo is captured by the exact vertical photograph, the location of the point is how much it is shifted, from isocenter, not in a vertical axis, not in exactly nadir center or exactly optical center, by the isocenter. Because why it is? Because see, now you can see. So okay, once you can answer, what is tilt distortion? Tilt distortion is how much the point location is shifted from the isocenter. From one location is when the photograph is taken by vertical photograph, and next is when the photograph taken from tilt. How much it is shifting? Okay, so from the isocenter, that is called a tilt distortion. So now you can observe it. So this is a tilted photograph, this is a vertical photograph, no need to clumsy it. Once you just see this location, you can feel comfort now. If you see this location, if you take in the vertical photograph, you will take like this, you will get like this. If some small tilt is happening, same area will like will come like this. It's come to a trapezoidal. Sir, observe it. Just it's a tilting towards this direction. So upward. The image will come like this. Same image will come like this. Okay. So now you can observe it. This is exactly plane. This is a plane. See, this is isocenter. Why it is isocenter? See, the plane is just rotated. Just rotated, you will get vertical image. The plane from the vertical photograph to tilted photograph, the images formed on the plane is you can get by the tilting that axis based on the isocenter. If just shift it based on the isocenter, you will get vertical photograph. You can analyze it or you can visualize it. You can't take it exactly on the camera, but you can visualize it. Okay, so that's it. If you see exactly, previously see it is what did previously. So on the tilted photograph, the image is on the A, some is there. If that is in vertical photograph, where it is located? Exactly, maybe A, you can, so where it is A dash. So that is radial, not an exactly, it's not a perpendicular, you can take it as a radial. So say B also, it's a radial. So if it's taken circular, so this point, so if you rotate it, this is R dash, both are same na? By this center, circular radiation. So if you rotate it, it will come like this. So it will come like this. So that's it. It will come like this. So that is exactly what is the isocentric distance? See, now it is C. This is an isocentric B dash B. That is the distortion. IB dash minus IB. So IB minus IB dash. So this is IB. So in a vertical photograph, if you taken, this is an exactly this image. If you take a vertical image, it will come like B dash. If you taken a tilted image, it will come to B dash. So the distance is this distance. In this also the distance is in this distance. If you take a vertical photograph, the point will come and A dash. In tilted photograph, this will come A dash. The same point. So the distance between these 2 points is called tilt distortion. So the proof is see, it's the clumsy alpha theta. It's no need at all. I will directly write it. When you have free time, just check it. Dt will come into Ri square sin theta cos square lambda. Focal length Ri sin t cos phi. So what is Ri? Ri is radial image, radial distance of the image point from the isocenter. Radial distance. If the tilt is happening some 5 degrees, how much the distortion will happen? How much distortion or displacement will happen on the tilted image? Okay, so T is tilted. So you already know is the tilt of the photograph. What is lambda? So lambda is angle between principal line and the radial line from the isocenter. Okay, so the angle is, if you see, the angle is in terms of the alpha and beta. So he derived alpha is separate, beta is separate. So in terms of alpha beta will come, that's lambda. The lambda they will give. Otherwise, no need to do this much of hectic process through manually, because every time now it's everything is in digital images. So no need to do manual calculations. Nothing uses. Okay. So that's the tilt distortion is meaning. That's image is for like this. Tomorrow we will solve some 2-3 problems based on the tilt images. See one thing, by vertical images we calculated the what is the coordinates on the ground based on the coordinates on this, based on the coordinates on the photograph. Okay, so previously we calculate the scale of the photograph. Later we calculate the coordinates on the ground. We calculate the length of that line on the ground. So later we find out the relief displacement also. Now we will see same tilted photograph also. There is a scale on the tilted photograph, and the converted coordinates are there, not in exact coordinates, converted coordinates based on the tilt images. Later based on that we can calculate the coordinates on the ground also. We can calculate the length of that line on the ground. So these are aside, and lastly one thing is the difference between the tilted photograph and the vertical photograph. If the photograph is small tilted happening, the position of the point maybe some distract will come. So distraction will come like this. See, distraction will come like. So vertical photograph is exactly rectangular, got is a trapezoidal shape. So the position is maybe small variation will come. So how much it is varies compared with the rectangle to the tilted photograph is called tilt distortion. So the tilt distortion is getting like this formula. No need, but in the syllabus they mentioned it, so we don't skip it. We have to discuss it. Without directly write it, you can't understand. But at least you can idea what is the tilted photograph, what is there. Okay, so that is my idea. That's it now. That's it. Otherwise, where it is, I will show one image also, tilted image. If you see the same two images on the same side by side, you can get some idea. See, if you see, this is an oblique image. See, this is exactly vertical photo. You can see like this. Now you can observe what is the oblique photo. See, just observe it. You feel that we standing somewhere and we can see some oblique. Our lens, our eyes are just lens na. This is oblique photograph. This is oblique photo. Where it is exactly? Somewhere I saw tilted photograph. So now you can observe it. Tilt effect on image scale. See, this is exactly rectangular, some vertical photo. So this is some tilt happening. So how can you match these photographs? How can you get the details by the tilt image to the exactly when it is vertical, or by the vertical you can get the details of tilt image also. See, you can observe it, some tilt happening. So that is the effect of tilt on image. And also scale you can observe. So exactly if you take in the fiducial marks in these locations, you can't match this. You have to find out whether what the exact coordinates on the exactly based on the rectangular, based on the new scale, something happening. If your tilt is happening, the problem is somewhat really big. But in reality, every photo is a tilt image. Every photograph inside certain tilt is there, 1 degree or 2 degree. There is no vertical photograph in reality. Okay, so that's it. No need to discuss those tilted photographs. If you see someone write like this, nothing more to discuss. Isocenter, principal point, those are the definitions only. No one discuss this because it has some risky. So now we can call this tilt displacement. Defined as the difference between the distance of the image of the point on the tilted photograph from the isocenter and the distance of the image of the same point on the photograph from the isocenter if there is no tilt. That is exactly the definition. Okay, so no one discuss for formulas, but based on that you can, if you have an idea, that is good. Just definition, no one uses, nothing is. Just definition, some formula, nothing uses. But at least you have some developed idea what is the tilt image, what is the different terminologies there in those, exactly what they represent. That's it now, that's it. So tomorrow we will solve one or two problems, later we will go to the stereo photography parallax error. Okay, that's it, that's it.